Hey, it's Tina from Wreaths of Bloom. I'm going to do a step-by-step tutorial today. It is going to have a kit available if you're interested in that. I've already cleaned the wreath to save time. I put my hanger on. It's just a little wooden circle with a zip tie, so easy enough. Everything I have here I've gotten from my wholesalers. So I have seeded eucalyptus, um, I have lamb's ear, more eucalyptus, pine cones, long needle eucalyptus. We have some ranunculus, okay, allium, thistle, and I think that's it. So let's get started. Hope everyone's having a good day. This is all new to me, and I'm very excited. I've been wanting to do this for a long time, and it always gets put on the back burner. So I'm excited to finally pull the trigger and that I'm doing it. So I hope everyone enjoys it and learns something along the way anyway. I started Wreaths of Bloom 3 years ago, so definitely later in life. And I'm so happy I did. So what I'm doing is I've already cut all the stems to make it easy and for time purposes. And I'm going in and out. So if you look, out, in, out, in, out. And I'm going to do that all along the wreath. And I do have to face these forward because they tend to be backwards. So it looks like that. There we go. So like I said, I just started YouTube videos, and I was a little nervous to put myself out there, but I'm going to do it because I feel like so many people helped me along my journey that I would like to pay it forward. It's amazing the women that we have out there that go out there and show us all their different techniques, and they're not worried about people stealing their stuff. They just, I'm sure they're worried about that, but what I mean is they put everything out there for us, and it's gotten me to where I am today. So okay, so in and out all the way around. Oh, I have one more. See where I need it. So I think go right where my hand is. I don't know if you can hear that rain, but it is storming here in Savannah. Goodness. Okay. Now I'm going to put some lamb's ear on. I'm originally from Massachusetts, and I moved here 9 years ago, and I love the weather. Pretty hot in the summer, but I love it all year round. Okay. So one thing when you're working on the wreath, you want to make sure that you're going in with the grain of the wreath, and then you can bend up. And that's so you have less to clean up at the end, because it can actually take up a lot of time if you have to do a lot of cleaning. So how many of these did I have? One, one, two, three, four, five, six. Okay. Now most of this, like I said, I had it cut already, so it goes by quick for the video. Okay, so far that's what it's looking like. Let's see. I've not made this before, so bear with me. Let's do the long needle pine. Okay. And I'm going to put this in between, like that. Okay. And I'm going to space them out, and depending on how many I have, I'll go back and put some in between. Sometimes I count just to make it easier, but it's been quite the journey opening up your own business and being successful. I'm so lucky and happy. And it's so nice to work for yourself, for sure. There's some thunder. Oh, that's funny. Okay, so we have enough to go in between again. So I actually have a workspace. We changed our garage into a shop and put some air conditioning in there and set it all up. And that's usually where I work. But for up here, it's easier to do the filming. So this way I can leave everything set up all the time and not in my way. So I can just come up here and film and then do all my wreath orders downstairs. And then I also have a supply room that maybe someday, if I'm brave, I'll show it to you guys. But I keep a room with bins mostly of all the stuff I've bought and what I need for each season. So if this ever happens where something's flopping down, you could always just put a little wire on it to make it stand up. I'm going to put another piece, and then that'll be it for the long nose eucalyptus. Okay. So it looks a little funny at first, but it'll fill in nice, I'm sure. Okay. And I am going to put a little bit of wire on there. I just don't want that flopping around. Couple of twist, cut off the excess, and then just tuck it in. Easy as can be. Okay. Now, let's go in with this myrtle. Again, I'm going to do up and down, in and out. And this is one of my favorites, my new favorites. I just started using this. This one's from Pioneer. These are real feel. I love these, and these are select. Okay. Once I go around the wreath once, I'll go back and fill in. My dogs are in here, but they're quiet, which is good. I think they're afraid of the storm. I know they're afraid of the storm. It's been tough because we had 4th of July and the poor dogs are so afraid of the fireworks. I have to give them medication to keep them calm because they shake so bad and it breaks my heart. But we have 2 rescues. One my husband had before I met him, and then one just actually ran into my daughter's house on a Christmas Eve. It was raining a few years ago, and my daughter looks up and all the kids came running in, and so did a pit bull. So we took her in, and she's amazing. We love our dogs. I used to work in events over in South Carolina, but when COVID hit, I had lost my job like a lot of other people, so here I am. I love how this gives it some texture. If you've seen my wreaths before, then I always like to use some kind of different pods or natural elements in it. I think it just gives it some interest. Usually when I'm working for the, for the business and I'm downstairs in my shop, I have a regular glue gun. But for up here, it's easier to use my husband's because it's cordless. So it works just fine too. Are there any other people that are here today that maybe lost their job and during bad times and decided to try something different? I'm so grateful that this is what I do now. This is what it's starting to look like. And, if you're looking to start selling wreaths or anything like that, I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea how to make wreaths. I just watched so many people, took so many classes, and to try to learn and get better at the craft. And here I am 3 years later, and we're doing really good. So I think anybody can do it. I'm a grandma of 4, all under the age of 15. 15 down to 8. And luckily they live near me, so that's fun. So basically what I'm doing is I went through once. I wanted to see what it looked like, so I can see that I need some here. So I'm going to fill that in. I'm just going to try to fill in all the spots. There we go. Try to cover all the wreaths. It's always different because it really depends on the wreath that you get. Sometimes you have to work with what you have. And it can be a little difficult sometimes, but not impossible, that's for sure. Okay. And we have one left, so let's see. I'm going to put one right up here. Gives it kind of a whimsical touch, I think. Kind of cottagey. I love that. Okay. Oh, I have one more. Okay, now I'm going to cut the eucalyptus. And I try to cut them in smaller pieces so they go further. Right there. And that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. I'm just going to spread them out the best I can. Pretty. Fun fact is when I make wreaths, normally I use the wall. I have a big peg wall downstairs and I make it up, not down on the table. Although this is how I learned, was down on the table, but I prefer doing it up on the wall so you can make sure it's even. But I think when you're learning, it's easier to learn like this. Okay, so if you can see the back of the wreath too, it's pretty clean, has a couple little pieces, so that's good. Won't be a lot to clean up. And then you get these glue strings, which are not fun. I usually use, I have a heat gun, but you can use a hair dryer on hot, and that would be just fine. Okay, I'm going to put in my pine cones. And I also separate these. I think these are really cute. And they're real, they're not plastic, which I prefer. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to start at the top. And again, you can always bend these and turn the pine cones. I forget who I got it from, either Pioneer or Select. I'm going to stick them out a little bit. I like how they come out. Pretty. Okay, and turn them. And this I'm just kind of using my judgment. You have to pull them out. I've done that many of times. Good, time to pull that one out. That doesn't look right. So feel free to do that. It's really amazing how real flowers look these days. And there's so many options. It makes it fun. And it's a little long. Sorry about the storm. I'm not sure if you can hear it, but it's loud. Okay, see how that looks. It's perfect, just perfect. There's all the strings. It's always good to put it in some really good light to check for the strings because they don't look good. Okay, let me see. Okay, there we go. And then you can turn it up. So I have 3, so triangular, something like that. That looks like it's going to be too low. Let me try up here. You can't ever make a mistake. Believe me. And just pull it out. Okay. There we go. Okay, so we have 3 of those. And then I have 3 thistle to go in between. It's a very muted wreath. That's why I think it'd be great. It'd be great inside your home or on your front door. Has that cottagey farmhouse style. Which I always loved. Okay. Now I'm going to take a look and see how it's coming out. Okay. Okay. I love living in Savannah, but boy, the storms can be pretty strong. We've had to leave here a couple times, but luckily, no damage to our home. Although I shouldn't say we, my husband stays because of his job. So it's usually me and the dogs trying to get housing and hotels when that happens. And I don't like leaving my husband behind, but they have to be here. So okay, so all I'm doing is putting 1 of these in between each thistle. There we go. See how that looks. Oop, I missed. I'll save that. See if I need it. Okay. It's so pretty. I really like it. Okay. I'll put a couple more in. Let's see. Okay. If this is something you're interested in and you'd like to make it yourself, like I said, there'll be a link down below. And you can just go to my shop and order your kit and make it yourself. There's some satisfaction out of that for sure.